Elijah 16. Only the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 21, recounts the dispatch of a letter written by Elijah to Joram, king of Judah. This raises a series of apparent anomalies. The written form is unusual in itself. On all other occasions, God sent the prophet to challenge an individual face to face. This had even been at the risk of his life. Elijah's ministry was primarily through Israel. Only in the previous chapter, a prophet called Marsha was called to address the king of Judah. Yet on this occasion the letter was written by Elijah. Finally, he was almost certainly dead by the time Jehoshaphat's son Joram came to the throne. The evidence for this is that in 2 Kings 3:11, Elisha is called upon to speak to Jehoshaphat. He is described as having been Elijah's servant. So how is it possible that a dead prophet sent a letter to a ruling monarch in a foreign country? One suggestion is that the letter was written before Elijah's death and dispatched later. So how is it possible that the content of the letter is so accurate? The letter precisely describes Joram's ascendancy to the throne, that he kills his brethren and some of the Israelite princes, that he follows Baal worship of Ahab, that the nation and his family are attacked, that he will develop an intestinal disease which is described in some detail, and that proves to be fatal. Clearly God knows the beginning from the end, and on previous occasions he used Elijah to announce rather than predict the future, so he could do so in this letter. But on the basis of these anomalies, does that discredit a particular passage, book, Old Testament, or even the whole Bible? Does this mean the infallible word of God is not infallible? That is for each of us to determine. Those who seek to discredit the Bible's authenticity no doubt will be able to give other examples of apparent inconsistencies. For example, that the accounts of the visitors to Christ's tomb vary. However, it has been argued that given the state of trauma the participants were suffering, to be word perfect would be suspect. Others might use the account of the creation of the world in Genesis and say that it does not match up with science. Our understanding of God and his word will always require a level of faith. He has not promised us all the answers. Interestingly enough, a scientist is reported to have named a helpful device to deal with the inconsistencies and gaps in scientific theories. It is called promissory materialism. In effect, this says that even if materialism does not offer satisfactory explanations now, we must stick with its insights in the hope that better ones will someday arrive. It doesn't sound that different to the challenges we face, except one day, if we need the answers, and somehow I doubt we will, we do not need to hope for better insights, we will have them. With acknowledgement to The Spiritual Brain by Mario Beauregard and Denise O'Leary.